Good morning. Out today for a quick wiggle while it's not raining. We're a bit further up the same field and I found part of a bell, a crotal bell. It would have been around a cow or ox or big goat. Nice find. Found quite a bit of rubbish so far, but the first nicer find of the day is a thimble. Came up about 59, which a hammered coin would come up, or sometimes if you're really unlucky a bit of tin foil. So I'm guessing that's possibly not silver. It might have been silver plate and lost it, but I'm happy with that. The next find is slightly broken too. It looks like a miniature pewter cup, tiny little cup. Not seen one that small before. Shame it's broken like the bell. I've found 11 new pence since last time I spoke to you, but I'm also slightly upset because my farmer reassured me that I'm the first person who's allowed to detect on here for 5 years. Yeah, I've just found 3 holes over there that have been done in the last couple of months. It took me 5 months to get this permission after a friend kindly recommended me to the farmer. So some scumbag out there is night hawking, and one of the holes left a trash obviously that they didn't want to take away. I've come down here and I've dug a Georgian halfpenny by the looks of it. It's a little bit rotted, not much left to it, but you can just see the face of George facing to the right. In my mind, I plan to do this field in 2 or 3 days, and the reality is it's taken several weeks of digging because it was an old allotment and there is so much junk in here. You can see my line, it shows you where I've been so I don't keep traipsing over the same piece. But there's a lot of signals to ignore and there's a lot of signals I have to dig, like this one. It's at the tip of my coil there. Out. See what it is. Live reveal. Oh, well, we have the second old coin of the day. It looks like a really pitted halfpenny. It's seen much better days. It's very pitted, very black. These heavily fertilised soils are not very kind on these coins. I'm going to try and preserve the coin as much as I can to see if I can identify it when I get home. So I have a little pouch here, and the pouch, you may be able to see, has some oil in it. So rather than water and air ruining the coin, I'm hoping that oil will protect it. Well, that was rather successful. Only the second old coin of the day. Must have brought me a little bit of luck. surface, there's an equal amount of debris or a massive amount of debris below the surface, and a considerable amount of it is iron, like we have there, and a considerable amount are the little veterinary tubes you use to give ointment to sheep, cattle. Yeah, and they give a good signal, and you just have to dig them because you never know. The one you don't dig will be the silver charm or silver coin. So you have to be not ruthless but persistent in your want to dig. So if you've had enough, you best go home rather than walk over it and leave it in there. The grass here is just starting to take, so in this little bit on the way back, if I do find something, I'm going to try and do the pinpointing a little bit more accurately so I don't damage the grass that's the farmer has sown. Don't think I'll do this for too long because I think it sends you pretty giddy. So I have quite a strong target there. It sounds quite thin. Sounds like it's a very thin metal, like tin can or something like that. Turn it. Oh. I've completely missed it on the first one. Yeah, maybe a little bit deeper. It's a lot deeper. It's not deeper, just my pinpointing was okay, but I'd chosen to go down diagonally with a shovel. I don't know if you can see just at the end of my tip there. It's focusing. You may be able to just see what looks like part of a farthing. Yeah, it's a George farthing. So I shall clean that up when I get home. I've already located this item and I'm delighted with it. It is a piece of lead and it's very, very highly decorated. It seems to have some really intricate detail there. Looks like a back legs and a face, but a face with one eye. So originally found it that way up, so it looked like a blob of solder on the surface, but when you turn it over it has some lovely detail. You wouldn't want that in the scrap bucket, so I'll put that on All Things Lead tonight and see what they say it is. Woohoo! Nice one, Jimmy, nice one, son, nice one, Jimmy, we'll have another one. So we've got a cracking size plaque here, WJ. Whoever WJ was is quite thick and substantial, not the thin stuff, so that's a nice find. Get it? So this is what your kitchen looks like when you come back from metal detecting. Have a pot full of scrap lead, have things that are found with my eyes, bottles and pots. I have no idea what this stuff is, so I'm just saving it for a time when I meet somebody who does. These are the finds I'm going to photograph, and that's the scrap other than lead. So I'll put it all out ready for the roundup. Welcome to today's video roundup. First of all, we have the pottery items and the items found by sight only. On the left hand side I think is modern rubbish. On the right hand side I think is old rubbish. So see what you think. This here looks quite engineered. Although it's black on that side, it looks that it could possibly be new, or it could be end of last century. This, however, looks to my mind to be old, but I could be wrong. That could even be the finger marks there of the person who's worked that, not sure. This is quite smooth looking, which I would assume is new, and that's rough and ragged and jagged and worn, which I would assume is old. I have a bottle here. It's got quite clearly a thread for a screw cap, so I think that's quite new. It's got UCB on the bottom as well. And we have a lovely stopper. It says Gartons on it. Lovely green stopper. Originally I had no idea what this cube was for, but I think now it could be one of 3 or 4 cubes that goes under a pot for drainage. And we have some clay pipes. So moving on to the modern stuff, the modern metals, we have a hot water bottle top, a hook, a tap, and that explains the bong-like item I found on earlier in the year. We have a protector for some furniture where the knocker on the handle would go. We have quite a substantial plate with WJ on it, but it does look fairly newish. It could be on a house, or it could be for a vehicle. We have a pair here, not identical. One's inverted, one's sticking out. No idea what they're for. Little pewter cup that's unfortunately had better days. It's broken. I just wonder if this was a child's plaything, or if it was something special was put into to drink. Could be original shot glass. Have a pewter, or what's left of a pewter spoon. Pewter doesn't last very long in the ground. It snaps quite easily at the first sign of any tension. It's got some nice detail around it, but unfortunately it's had much better days, as have both of these thimbles. One of them, neither of them silver, one of them's got forget on the side and some other words. I can't see what the words are at the moment. I'll have to clean it up a bit better. This is just a little rivet, and we have a cherub. I'm assuming that was gilded when it was first made for a brooch or a badge or a plaque. So you can see the detail on that piece of metal. Looks like a trim for something. Looks like part of a child's toy. And a rivet with the leather still attached. Probably a horse rivet or such like. Maybe even a satchel or a bag. Very modern bag seal. It's got some writing on it to tell you how to open it. Buckle. Don't normally keep shotgun cartridges, but this one looks really old, so I'm keeping hold on that for a moment. And 2 buttons that have seen better days. That one's got a lion on it, and that one looks like it could be military. I'll have to clean it up a little bit more. And on to the old finds. We've got a really lovely old hinge there. It's just a shame the ends have been broken off, and it's well engineered. Just a shame about those ends. I love crotal bells, but I've never found a whole one. And again, I've got a third of a crotal bell or a quarter of a crotal bell. It is a whopper, by the way, so I'm just wondering if that's for quite a large animal or a horse. We have either a trade weight or a token there. Nice bit of shaped lead, must have some age to it. Some lead here that I don't yet know what it's for, but I'll research it. And another bit here. A few months back I would have thought that was just a nail, but to my mind now that could be a clothes pin to fasten something like a help fasten something like a cloak together. We have two what look like half pennies. They need a lot more soaking in oil for the detail to come through, and one definite George farthing. And we have a spindle wheel here that would have been taken out into the field by the women, and they would have spun the yarn in the field. And this item here is a piece of lead, and what I'm thinking is it could be a lion, it could be a dog. I originally thought it was an owl, but it could be a cross between all of these things. It's got a line going down there, through there, and across there. One of the most interesting pieces of lead I've found. I'm more sure it goes that way and not that way, so it will be interesting to find out what that is. So thank you for watching, and please share your finds.